Hello, can you all see me? If you can see me, just answer. Can see and hear me? Just answer, please. Answer the question. All right. Okay. Can you introduce yourself? All right. So how many of you are here now? 12 of you. All right. How many students do we have in the class? All right. So basically, we can see yourself there. All right. It's just not so clear. I got to look at the properties again. Okay, good. So you can see me. All right. So just give me 5 minutes. I'll be coming back in 5 minutes. Okay. Just wait here for a while. All right. We wait for the class to come. There's 22 of you supposed to be. So how many of you supposed to come attend the class today? Hi Nandini, hi Ani, hi Sri, hi So, hi Tamani, hi Tek Kyong, hi Astraf. Can you hear me clearly? Or is it too loud? Echo is high. Alright, how's it now? Is it okay? How's it now? Is it clear? Alright, so clear. Very good. So just give me 5 minutes. I'll come back in 5 minutes. Alright. Okay, so you can see me clearly. So let's start class. So I see there is how many people now? Let me see. There is 18 people. So two more personnel still not around. No problem. All right. Let's start. All right. So you're going to look at literature review. All right. So this lecture is divided into two. Is basically literature review and searching for literature. MQB 7001 research method. All right. So you know me. Some of you have met me. All right. Some of you have not, I think. Okay. So it's okay. No problem. So if you got any question, just put it in the chat. I can be able to observe, and we're going to see it together. All right. We're going to answer your question. Okay. So before we start to conduct literature review, we need to know. All right. So what we need to know. What is a literature review? All right. And what's the purpose of a literature review? So why we do a literature review, and what is literature review? Maybe someone can answer me. All right. Why do we do literature review? What's a literature review, and what's the purpose of literature review? Anyone want to answer me? Anyone want to give it a try? Okay, very good. To provide evidence. Evidence for what? We need to find the related previous study. Yes, very true. Anything else? So that we can support our data. That's not correct. You don't support your data. You do literature review before you get your data. But if you have data already, yes, that's correct. To support our research, yes, correct. Anything else? I only see Cairo and Nur Aina actually answering. Anyone else want to give it a try? Okay. To how? To organize our writing and finding when we want to research or article. Okay, what we want to research. That's correct. Good. To get a background on an issue. Correct. To formulate our research question. Very good. Anything else? To get the direction of research. Okay, very good. That's okay. Let us continue then. All right. So we have almost all the answers now, but we can look at it. We can continue and see what other things you can do. All right. What it mean? Okay. What's the literature review? Oh, some more coming up. Summary of previous research to get the direction of research. Okay, very good. So, is this the second chapter of your thesis? I think most of you are basically in Master Public Health, so you are basically writing a research report or research project report. So it is the second chapter of your thesis. All right. So for first chapter is introduction. You can use literature review to also populate your introduction, but the main text is basically in your second chapter of your thesis. So it's called literature review. Yes, everybody knows. Everybody have mentioned that. You have summarized that. Basically, it's a summary of all literature on the topic of your research. All right. So is that all, or is there something else, or is there something more? We can look at literature review in many ways. So we can look at literature review from, let's see, when we talk about literature review, we are not just looking at the literature. Basically, what we need to is we need to critically review and analyze the literature. All right, we don't just read and cite or repeat what other people have been doing, what other people have been saying, but we need to critically review and analyze the results. All right. So critical thinking as a student is important. So at undergraduate level, what is it? Is to backing your points up with appropriate authoritative source. Hi Kamesh, no problem. You're late. Okay, just join in. All right. You got to basically you cannot see it from Spectrum. You got to open YouTube as a separate in your browser. All right. So Kamish, welcome. So undergraduate levels, so it's backing your points. Okay, and as master level, that's what you're doing. It's basically demonstrating that you understand how knowledge is created. PhD level, demonstrating what you can create new or original knowledge. Professional academic, peer review or building the coherent body of work of your own and assuring others of your work. Alright, so what's next? So what is literature review? It would depends on the stage of your research journey. So where are you now actually? Alright, let's see where are you now. You're actually before the beginning. Do you agree? Hi Jamie, welcome. Do you agree that you're before the beginning? That means, do you have any idea? Any one of you here have idea of what basically what research you want to do? Alright, so any one of you have any idea of what? Okay, Bala, you have idea, is it? You have Bala, you have idea of what you want to do already? Kamesh also have idea of what you want to do. Alright, so the other one is, that means when you start your research, alright, then in the middle and at the end. So we must, literature review is not just an outcome. Alright, it's a process. You need to do literature review from the start until the end. So you cannot just say, okay, I do literature review at the start of my research, then I just stop. You have to do it all the time so that you improve your knowledge. You improve the thing you're doing. But before the beginning, you do it for a certain purpose. At the beginning, you still have a certain purpose. And the middle, at the end, you do it for a certain purpose. Yes, literature review is a process. It's not just an outcome. Alright? So at the beginning, what you want to do is, important is you find a suitable research topic. Correct? So what you want is to find a suitable research topic. Okay. So what's a suitable research topic? So how do you find a suitable research topic? Okay. So is the earth flat? Is it a suitable research topic? You use a pico. Alright, so now let's say you use a pico. Alright. A pico for what? No. Okay, so why is it not a suitable research topic? What's the problem with that? So if the earth is flat, of course it's not a suitable research topic. Alright? But let's say, is the earth the center of the universe? Also, of course, that also is not a suitable topic. Alright? Yes, it's all established knowledge. So we don't go and think that established knowledge, you should, what is already known, what's already established, what's already confirmed, should not be used as a research topic. Alright? So you should look at something that have not been done properly, and you need to look at it differently. So that cannot be just a research topic. Okay? So can I say association between exposure and outcome to answer gap? Correct? Exposure and outcome. That is what we are going to look at later. Alright, what do you mean by exposure and what do you mean by outcome? So what you do when before you actually identify your research topic is to basically identify the gap in the research. Alright. Then you identify the main ideas and also identify future trends. Most of the time you just identify the gaps in research and main ideas, but future trends is also important. That means what people are talking about. Alright, how do you know what people are talking about in the future? Alright, so it's different from what we know now or what we don't know, but also you must look at what people want to know. Alright, so a research topic that what people want to know is important. What is not known or what now or have not been known might not be useful. Alright, but that is okay, no problem. We just go look at things. So before the beginning, that's what you want to do. All right. When you look at after you assess the research, you will need to look at what are the strengths and weaknesses, what are the evidence is lacking or inconclusive or limited, what will you add to the topic, all right, or what will you do differently. So when you want to do a research, what are you going to do to add to the research topic, all right, or what are you going to do differently? This might not be so important in your when you're doing a master's research, all right, especially not for a research paper, but it is important when you do a research for PhD, all right. So what will you add to the topic, and what will you do differently? All right, are you still there? Okay, so at the beginning, the same thing, we got to identify the gaps, we got to identify the main ideas, we identify future trends, but also we need to find out what information already exists in your field of research. What do you mean by your field of research? All right, let's say you're doing diabetes, so diabetes becomes your field. Let's say you're doing hypertension becomes your field. All right, let's say you're doing occupational health. Of course, occupational health is very big. Let's say you're doing respiratory disease that is due to occupation, that also becomes your field. All right, so that is your field of research. You must know what already is there in your field of research. Identify the main methodologies and research techniques. So after knowing what is existing and what you want to know what kind of methodologies or research technique people have used before. All right, because that would know that whether the research technique or methods or techniques that people have used, you can use it again, or maybe there's some weakness in those that you want to look at it differently. Identify main idea. All right, so yes, this has been said before, the same thing. And find other people working in your field. It's important to find other people working in your field. What do you mean by find other people working in your field? Basically, to find a key person who is working in your field, to find the main person who is working in your field. What you want from this is that you want to look at what he's thinking. All right, it's important to know what people are thinking, what people want. By knowing what people are thinking, or what is, then you would know what is the future, what people want from the future. All right, what question people want to answer. Okay, then the next is identifying main ideas. All right, identifying main theories. So these are the things that you want to look at. So identify gaps in literature, identify main ideas, identify future trends. This is after you have find the research question. You have known the research question already, all right, or you have known the field you want to study. Then you need to look at it, and you need to basically focus on the main theories that actually can answer your question, the methods that have been used that can answer your question. Then find out people working in your field. All right, are you okay? Any questions so far? Are you following me? Are you still following? All right, so we have 21 people now. Okay, yes, lots of process. Okay, so far okay. All right, great. Okay, so everybody, all of you are still here. That's very good. All right, so next, let's look at next video. Okay, during your research and write-up, in the middle, all right, that means when you're doing your research at time, all right, you don't stop what we call doing literature review. You still need to continue. All right, why you need to continue? You want to look at whether there's similarity or differences between what you have found. All right, and you provide a context for your own research. All right, and show the relationship between previous study and theories. At the end, you need to ensure that the information is current. Before you submit or when you want to submit that time, I don't think means it's not Bala. It's not understand. It's not that each process is very tough. It's just that at different time, look at different thing. But at all time, you are doing literature review, but you need to learn how to critically think of what you want to do. All right. So before you basically submit your report or at the discussion time, you still need to do literature review. All right. So what you need to do is need to ensure that the information is current. That's most important. A lot of you, that for you there's not much problem, because your actually, yes, your research, from your RM, because you do literature review in your RM, is it correct? In your research method, you submit a proposal with the full literature review. All right. So in the RM, literature review is very important, because you want to show that you understand the topic. So you submit a full proposal with a full chapter 2, which is your literature review. After that, you will do your RP, research project, which is next semester and another semester. So you got 2 more semester. So in the 2 semester, new information is going to come out, and that is where you need to ensure that the information is current. Okay, so type of literature review. Actually, there's only the type of literature review is where it's not the type of literature review. Literature review is a process. So all the things you need to do, all right, it's not just an outcome, all right. So there's only one type of literature review. Means that you must review the information critically. All right. Is there a minimum number of literature review? Not the minimum number of literature review. Is there a minimum number of references that you want? All right. No. Is there as many as possible? No. It is enough references that can answer your question. Let's say you have 10 references. All right. But the 10 references, the date of the reference are different. All right. Some is very current. Some is some is basically 5 years old, some is 10 years old, some is 15 years old. So if you have 10 article in 15 years old, 10 article 10 years old, 10 article 5 years old, what you need to do is you need to look at the current one, the 5 years old. The one that's 15 years old, you need to look at it. Okay, if it's 15 years old, you need to identify 1 or 2 references that is key. All right. Key references. Then that is how you don't cite all the 30 articles, although the 30 articles related to your research. If you cite all the 30 articles, which means that you have not done critically, you have not reviewed the article critically, you just cite it because it mentions something, and then you just cite, which is not correct. So you need to ensure that you don't cite the article. So before at the end, you need to ensure that the information is current. That's important. All right. Current means what? Because from the proposal to the final research project, the literature review needs to be updated, corrected. That's why I say you need to do it at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. So you need to be able to update it all the time. And you need to review all theories, whether they are related to you or not, whether the theories are different from yours or not, your finding. All right. Then you must review the data, whether the data are the same as yours or different as yours. All right. So we know that literature review is a process and an outcome, but it's more of a process. An outcome is only when you are submitting the literature review. Okay. Any question? Bala, I'm not clear what you want to ask. What do you mean by current or beneficial in the future? When you do a literature review, for what is your aim is basically to come out with a research proposal. So in a research proposal, the literature review should be able to justify why you want to do the study. So to justify why you want to do the study is that you want to tell that, all right, this information is there, but there are gaps in the information. There are gaps in the data. All right, then you basically you can write it. All right, you can write. So the outcome is basically when you finish your what we call your literature review, and you have completed it, and then you submitting as a research proposal as part of your research method. Yes, when you talk about mentioning all theories in your what we call in your field, all right. So, but the introduction, you need to only focus on one theory. That means you focus on one theory that this is you're going to do, but you say that okay, although there's only one theory, but there's other theories looking at the same thing. But just Cairo, just to tell you that not every proposal would have a lot of theories. Some have only one or two theories, all right. But one of two theories, if you say that you want to only focus on two theories, you need to be able to why you use the first theory and then not the second theory to basically do your research. So it's important for you to justify why you choose something. So to justify why you choose something, then you need to present all or the most important theories in the field. Does that answer your question, Cairo? Cairo, does that answer your question? Sorry, can you hear me? Okay, so what basically, if you talk about theories, is that all right? Good, all right. So we go to next process. So when you talk about theories, is that all right? Theoretical framework is called theoretical framework. All right, like diabetes. What do you understand about diabetes? Diabetes is a disease. All right, and what is currently known? All right, currently known that the risk factor for diabetes are basically one is diet, the other one is genetics. All right. What else do you want to know? Okay. So what other theories that is there? There are other theories which is within the diabetics itself. All right. Okay. Next, we're going to focus on. Okay. So literature review is a crucial and formative stage of your thesis journey. All right. This is important because because without doing a proper literature review, you won't be able to understand what you're doing. All right. By putting proper time and doing a proper literature review, you will be able to understand what you want to do. And formative means that you form yourself into what you want your research to be. All right, what you want your thesis to be. So that's why it's called a crucial. It's a crucial stage and it's a formative stage of your research journey. Okay, just stop me. If you have any question, just type it in. I will answer you. All right. So when you talk about let's say you have 10 papers. All right. So what you need to do, you need to basically read critically. All right. What do you mean by reading critically? You cannot just look at the paper. Okay, this researcher A say this, researcher B say that, researcher C say that, researcher D say that. The idea is, okay, they say that. Do you agree with what they say or not? And is the method correct or not? And if you say that there is difference between what researcher A and what researcher B found, why is there a difference? All right. Yes, Bala, literature review needs to support your research proposal. So the literature review is an important part of your research proposal. No, the study in your literature review, it don't have to be similar study design, all right? Because you can use different study design, but one part of your literature review which is important, which is to focus on the study design that you want to use in your proposal, then you need to emphasize on that. But you can present different research with different study design, because you want to inform that there's different kind of study has been done already. Yes, your research proposal must need to be in line with your research purpose. At the end, it's basically you are telling a story to people, and basically the story will say that, all right, I have this problem, this is how I'm going to solve the problem. And why do you say you have this problem? Because I found this information and there's no more information is there. You can study design is where basically that's what we want you to do. You want to replicate the study design, but you look at different thing. All right. So you want to look at, so Adam, what you need to do is you can replicate other people's study design, especially in research in your current master's thesis. But that is also, you want to look at, you want to also see whether the study design is correct or not. So not just replicate, you must make sure that the study design is correct to answer your question. Then you can replicate it, and then you can do the same thing, all right, on a different population, or looking at more than something different. All right, so it's okay, you can replicate the study design, so no problem, Adam. The main thing about literature review is that you must read critically. All right, and think critically. That means not just being just know what you want to do, but you must read and think critically. All right. Thinking critically is important. Critical appraiser, yes, critically means critical appraiser. That means you must appraise. Appraiser means that you must appraise the literature critically. That's why it's called critical appraiser. Appraiser is not critical. All right. Appraiser itself is not critical. Appraiser itself just to look at the paper, but you must critically appraise. That's why it's called critical appraiser. So one of your I think one of your assignment, one of the things you need to do is you need to critically appraise a paper to see how you do it. Are you clear, Cairo? So critical is not equals appraiser. It's just appraiser is to appraise something, but you can appraise something not without being critical about it. But what you need to do is you must appraise something critically. That means you must dissect the ideas. All right, what is right and what is wrong? Why the fellow say this? All right, and why the fellow don't say that? Is the method correct or not? Is the population correct or not? Is the method correct to answer the question or not? That's called critical appraiser. All right. So when you start reading, then you basically understand that there is this thing that you need to focus on. All right. I will continue. Is it okay? Everyone, are you okay for me to continue? Okay, let's go. If you've got any question, just tell me. All right. So how does that work? All right. Okay, wait. All right. Can we say literature review? We are telling the story of research topic critically appraising previous research. Yes. Can we say in literature review we are telling the story of research topic and critical appraisal? Correct. Yes, Asral is correct. Yes, understand. So for each paper we can use the appraisal guideline for each of the study. Yes, but you must also when you start writing, you must be able to join them together. All right. That's why I say you when after critical appraisal, when you start writing, you don't say researcher A say this, researcher B say that, researcher C say that. Basically, but you are not trying to say what you think at the end. So you must be able to write what you think. All right, not just what researcher A say or researcher B say or researcher C say. So think critically means that how does that work? What is it that made of? What's that of? What does it mean? But X say this. How do you know? How do you show so what? Say who, what happened if, and the question is why. Alright? So why is this result? Why did the researcher found this result? Is it valid or not? Is the result valid, or is the result correct or not? Okay, what critical thinking can mean in a term of literature review? Understanding literature on its own term, testing its viability, alright, or testing its validity, alright. Understanding research in relation to other argument. That means you have an argument, alright. You want to see that whether your argument and the argument of the literature review is the same. Critiquing research in relation to what you want, alright, with what you want, okay. Alright, so that's what is called critical thinking. We know that sometimes it's difficult, but as a master student, as a master level, you need to learn to think critically. You need to learn to know how to process. Alright, so you need to learn critically. Now think about your own literature review. So what do you want to do in your own literature review? Alright, what are the key players in my field? It's always important to identify the key player in the field of research that you want. Why is it important? Because we want to know what they think, what they are thinking. Alright, so how do you know what they are thinking? Read the review paper that the key player actually writing. Alright, or read the discussion that the key player are talking about. Alright, so if you find a key player, you find a paper, you have looked at the method. Alright, you agree with the method, you have looked at the result, you say the result is okay, but the discussion part is important for you to know what the key player in your field is thinking. Is it all, or is there something more, or can they do something else? Alright, so what are the main ideas and debate in my field? How have these ideas changed over time? Alright, so that's why I say if you get a paper 15 years ago and a paper 5 years now, you don't need to get so many 15 years paper. What you need to do is that you say that 15 years this is the idea, now the idea have changed. So you need to know whether the idea have changed over time, and is the idea still changing or not, or still evolving or not. If the idea is still not basically established, then that is where you want to do research. It's the same thing. Just now I asked you, is the Earth the center of the universe? No, because we know it already. Is the Earth flat? No, because we know it already. So you don't have to do a research. It's final already. We know. But for things that we don't really know, or not really sure, then we need to do research. All right. That's what is important. What are some of the problems with these ideas or debates? Is there a problem with the method? All right. What can you do differently? All right. Can you do something differently? If you can think of something that you can do differently, then you have found what you want to do, and that is important. Okay? Are you clear? Alright, we'll go to the next slide. Key players and source. First stage of literature review is to identify the key people in your field and collect all relevant resources about your topic. So when you identify a key player, and then you basically look at the person to collect all the relevant resources from the key player and also around the key player. What do you mean by key player? There's so many people talking, let's say back pain, alright? There's so many people, or musculoskeletal disorder. So many people talking about musculoskeletal disorder, so many people talking about back pain. But what are the current theory? Alright, they say that back pain is basically the risk for back pain is more than physical risk, alright? Or the risk for multi site musculoskeletal disorder is basically more than physical hazard, but related to psychosocial hazard. So who says that? Alright, so you go and read a review paper that, okay, this fellow says this, and then you say, oh, and then based on that you come up with the report. Alright, come up with your ideas. Where to start? Alright, you don't need to read every text, and you don't need to read every word. Alright, So to start off, you just read the title, whether you agree with the title or not. Okay, the title is okay. Then you read the abstract, whether the abstract actually is what you want or not. Okay, it's okay. Then you must read the whole paper. If the title is not what you want, don't need to read. If the abstract is not what you want, don't need to read. Then you read the whole paper. So which part of the paper do you want to read first? It depends on where are you starting from. All right. Let's say you want to look for ideas of what people are thinking. All right. What people are thinking. You look at the discussion part of the paper. All right. Because you do okay. Diabetes is my interest. Look at the discussion part. The introduction part of the paper is not what the researcher found. It's what has been done before. What is important is you want to look at what the researcher have found. All right. So there's in the result and the discussion. All right. So when you want to look at that, you look at the result and discussion. Once you are convinced that okay, this is the paper that I think is relevant to my field of research, then you look at the method, how they actually answer the question. All right. Of course, before that, you can also critically review it, is whether everything is correct or not. All right. But for you to basically just to know, okay, what I want to do. So the important things when you cite a paper, remember this, you don't cite it based on what they write in the introduction. All right. You cite based on what they write in the discussion or the result. You don't cite a paper based on what they write in the introduction, because what is in the introduction of the paper is not their research finding, is their literature review. All right. You don't cite other people's literature review. If you want to cite, you go to the original paper and cite the original paper. Are you clear? So you don't cite other people's literature review. You cite the data from that paper. Is it clear or not? Maybe later I'll show you what you mean by that. All right. Just remind me. I'll show you that later. So the idea is that you don't need to read all the text. You don't need to read every word. You only read you need to read every word if you find the paper is suitable. All right. So identify the paper is suitable, then you read every word. So what is your story? What do you want to say? What do you want to tell? All right. Map your story. Okay. What do you mean map your story? All right. Your research question is in the center. All right. So what is related to your research question? Like, this is simple. This is just to show you what is research question. So you use mind mapping. All right. So by mind mapping, basically you're coming up with a research framework or your framework of your question. All right. So by looking at that, you know that what are different kind of framework that you want to use. All right. So after that, you must share your story. What do you mean by share your story? You must tell someone what you think and let them critically review whether your research question is correct or not. All right, your idea is correct or not. What are the limitations of idea? Who do you share your story with? You share your story with your colleague, your friend. All right, your classmate first. All right. Because only after that you share it with your senior and things like that. So basically, you need to share your story. All right. So getting started with literature review. Now we understand what's literature review, what is it, how to do it. All right, and when you need to do it. So literature review is a process. It's not an outcome. You need to do it before you start. All right. After you identify the research topic, when you're doing your research, all right, and at the end before you actually submit, you need to review the literature review that everything is correct, the information is current, all right, and there's no new findings that actually would basically contravene what you have found. All right, so that is the thing. So getting started. How do you get started? You must plan for your review. All right, so planning is about organizing structure of your literature review. How will you organize the information? You can so how do you want to write a literature review? You want to write a literature review based on how the event have occurred. All right. This chronologically. should not be used in your, in what we call that, in the type of research that we are doing. All right, we should basically organize our research by thematically. That means by the theme. All right, there's different theme by looking at different thing. Let's say you're looking at first is, let's say you look at diabetes risk factor. There's two types of risk factor, correct? There's modifiable and non-modifiable risk factor. So what are the non-modifiable risk factor? Then you got to look at non-modifiable risk factor as a one theme, and the modifiable risk factor. Modifiable risk factor also can be divided into personal, environmental factor. All right. So if it's personal factor, what is it? Environmental factor, what is it? So that's got thematically you got to what? Or you can look at it by trends, approaches, or techniques, major debates or controversy, probably a combination of this. All right. But chronologically is not basically not really good method. Chronologically means that 1995 this is what happened, 1996 this is what happened, 1997 this is what happened. You can do it for the first part of your research where you are basically telling the prevalence, increase in the prevalence of the diabetes in the community. Then you can say, okay, 1995 we have only 4%, 1996 we have become 8%, and then so on and so forth. That is basically by chronologically, but that's only for within a one or two paragraph. It shouldn't be the whole literature review. The whole literature review should be based on thematic. All right, so thematic is what you need to try and focus on. All right, so mind mapping software is good. Inspiration, you can jot down ideas, move them around, create links, put them on notes, swap between diagram and outline, and transfer to Word. All right, so let's look at this. This is an example: self-esteem of and obesity in children and adolescent mind mapping. All right, so self-esteem and obesity in children. Introduction, key question 1, question 2, question 3, self-esteem theory. So you want to look at what are the self-esteem theory. You look at what are self-esteem and obesity. You look at treatment studies, look at children, look at treatment studies for different children, cross-sectional studies, perspective study. Remember just now you asked us whether we can basically look at different studies. Yes, we can. We can look at, let's say, perspective studies say this, cross-sectional studies say that. So the question will come up. Okay, why do you want to do a cross-sectional study? All right. Why do you want to do prospective study? So, or why you want to do a treatment study? So that's what you need to do. But you need to map it out. All right. And you want to know what basically what information is there, so you can map it out clearly. All right. So mind mapping is a way of basically putting your ideas in a visual manner. All right. Some people are visual. They need to put their ideas in visual manner. If you don't have a mind mapping software, it's very easy only. Go back, find an empty wall. All right. Go back, find an empty wall. Okay. And just stick all your sticky note. All right. Something, and stick all your sticky note around the wall. All right. Use some string actually to join them together, and then basically then you move them around. All right, so you can do it visually. That this is much better, but because this one is something that you can hold, you can physically hold the post-it note. So it's easier for you to visualize, to think. That means to put your ideas in a visual manner that you can understand clearly. Are you okay? Alright, next, writing the review. Start from an overview. Alright, overview basically is where your introduction. Alright, decide the organized principle, theme, trends. Alright, methodology, chronology, controversial, usually a combination of some of this. Alright, use heading for different section of the review. If your review is very long, you want to use heading, no problem. Alright, you have to look at, okay, these are modifiable risk factor heading, non-modifiable risk factor heading, or these are basically children from 5 to 12 years old, children from 12 to 15 years old, something like that. All right, so you can look at it, you can put it in headings. Alright, provide some summative signposts where your argument is leading. Alright, you must use signpost words. Alright, summarize your research, summarize your review and highlight the gaps in the research. So you need to do it like that. Clarity is one thing. Alright, before you write, you must be clear of what you want to say. Alright, so don't go and write something that you're not clear about. Okay, so you must be clear of what you want to say. What is you? But you must, after writing the literature review, also you must come back and say, okay, you ask someone to read it and see whether they understand what you want to say or not. So clarity is the important part. It's in what we call literature review for medical faculty. Usually what we do is we don't use a lot of what we call that. It's very straightforward. All right, the word should be succinct, short and sweet. All right, succinct means short and sweet words, short and sweet sentences. Sorry, succinct sentence, short and sweet sentence. It shouldn't be long-winded. It shouldn't be convoluted. All right, some people are long-winded, some people are convoluted. You shouldn't add a lot of your ideas into it. All right, basically you're doing literature review. You want to summarize the literature review so that people understand what you want to say. So it should be the sentence. Let's say, how long is a sentence? Usually you use one sentence. You try to present only one idea. One paragraph, also one idea. You don't want to present too many ideas in a sentence, because then people miss out the idea. You don't use and, or, maybe, not. So you don't want to use that. Alright, so you want to present only one, what we call, one idea. Alright, tip of clear writing: clear introduction, overview of topic, aims and review of the structure. It's always nice to tell them, okay, this is good in this chapter literature review, this is what I'm going to present. That means you have one paragraph of summarizing what is in your literature review. All right, by summarizing that, people understand, okay, this is how you want to progress, or how you want to do it. So by having one or two paragraphs to summarize what you want in the chapter 2, then only you start writing the chapter 2. Or you can do it after you have finished the chapter 2, then you write a clear introduction of what you want, over your topic. Clear paragraph structure. Alright, make sure that one idea in one paragraph, maximum 2 ideas in one paragraph. If you want to contradict the idea, or you want to say someone say this, someone say that, and you contradict the idea, you can. But usually people try to say that you focus one idea in one paragraph. Okay, subject of your sentence is clear. Don't assume knowledge. What do you mean by don't assume knowledge? Don't think people know what you want to say. I don't know what you are thinking. I'll tell you, sometimes a lot of people come back, write something that I don't know what you're thinking. You must, that's why you must tell me what you're thinking. I cannot read your mind. Okay, I can never read your mind. So there's a problem with examiner will say, I cannot read I don't know what he wants. But actually sometimes we know some sort what he wants, but if you don't put it in words, we are not sure whether that's what you want. So you need to don't assume that we know something. You must explain it clearly. Make sure key terminology and difficult ideas are always explained thoroughly. Alright? At the end is ask yourself, does it make sense what you're saying? Alright? You must review your own writing. Be objective and balanced. Alright? Critical, objective, balanced. Don't use word that's harsh. Don't basically put down another author. Alright? Because they have done a lot of work on their paper. If you just got to be balanced, that this might not be correct, but you don't use a hard word. Alright? Harsh word. Use signpost to orientate your reader. Alright? Signpost is important. Alright? We're going to look at signpost later. What do you mean by signpost? Alright? Your critical voice signposting. Alright? Try synthesizing your analysis rather than just describing it. That's important. All right. As I say, don't say researcher A say this, researcher B say that, researcher C say that. You are supposed to synthesize the whole paper. All right. Let's say the paper is 4,000 words. You want to summarize the paper in only 2 sentences. All right, or 1 paragraph of less than 50 words. All right. So the paper is 4,000 words. You want to summarize it's only 50 words. All right. To summarize the idea that the author actually have. What you don't say that. You don't just say that because they say this. All right. You don't. The thing that you should not do is you should not only read the abstract and then extract data from the abstract. That's wrong. All right. You need to extract the data from the whole paper, not just the abstract. Okay. So are you lost, confused, unsure, unclear, perplexed, disorientated, or bewildered? So where are you now? Are you okay? Everyone of you okay? Everyone you clear? Clear what we are doing? Are you still there or not? Are you still listening? Alright. Try to listen. Very good. Okay. Alright. So you're all clear? All okay? Don't worry. If you're not clear, then you can come back. Then you can look at the video again. The video will be available in YouTube later. Alright. So don't worry. Okay. So now let's look at something. Alright. Signpost words. What are signpost words? Okay. Signpost words basically to demonstrate how text relate to each other. Alright, and also what you think of it. So the word however, yet, moreover, indeed, similar. Alright. If you go to your spectrum, alright, if you open the folder of signposting, there is basically some what we call some files that I have included. But we can look at it now, alright? And look at some of the files. Okay, signposting. Alright. So this is available in Spectrum. Alright. So introduction, linking, developing new ideas, introducing a controversial idea, summing up, paragraph, in conclusion. So there is some. Basically, this is there in your Spectrum for you to use the words. Because I know most of us are not English. Our first language is not English, so it's difficult for us to basically know what to do. All right. So we need to basically use some of this word to link the sentence. This is very good also for you to write a report. All right, for you to write do other assignment. Okay, this is one. Okay, when you want to use reasoning, addition, result, purpose, focusing, listing, comparing, contrasting, and author's voice. So these are another way of looking at it. So this information is available in your what we call in your Spectrum. All right. So we have another file which is also available in your Spectrum. All right. So these are basically talking about the same thing, but it's used differently. All right. So if you want to highlight or emphasize something, importantly, indeed, in fact, more important, furthermore, moreover. Okay. So these are the words you can use. So you don't have to use the same word all the time. All right. However. So you can use other words. All right. So that thing that basically is good, and that will give you some ideas of what you want to do. All right. So can you see that? All right. So we close this now. We go back to the presentation. We still got a few more slides before we continue the next one. So signposting is important. All right. So learn how to signpost. Okay. Learn how to use signpost words. All right. Paragraph and flow. All right. Paragraph, topic, sentence, discussion of topic, closing sentence. All right. So it's actually one idea. All right. thematic and grammatical links, logical progression from one paragraph to the next. You must link the paragraph from one paragraph to the next with the signposting word. You cannot just like become jagged. There's no linking, there's no flow. When people want to read your literature with flow. All right, demonstrate links in your language. Illustrating trends and synthesizing literature. All right, so that's what you need to do. Synthesize, as I mentioned earlier, you're not describing, you must synthesize and analyze the literature. Avoid listing like structure by illustrating trends and patterns. For example, researcher into thesis title are emphasized the use of the colon, blah blah blah. So you don't actually use that. All right. So there's two types of citation. People always ask why I use first and why I use second. All right. You only use the first one, integral part. Basically, when you want to emphasize that this is your key person in your field. You want to that, so you don't use it. You don't use so many of Lily say that, John say this, Tommy say that. No, you don't use so many of this. All right. So you write it in the second way of doing it. All right, which is the non-integral part. You only use the author's name appeared in a sentence. All right. You only use the author name and put in a sentence when you want to emphasize this author. You emphasize that this author is giving a important idea. So you cannot have too many important authors in your literature review. You can have maybe 2, 3, or 4. So you cannot use their name all the time. You cannot use the name all the time. So you need to put it in your bag, where you basically you treat them as a third person, a subject, but not as the main subject. All right, in your main object in your literature review. Are you clear? All right. Citation and writer's voice. Okay, whose voice is dominant, the writer's or the original author? All right. So basically, you want to know that is your voice that we want to hear, not the original author. As I mentioned, the original author voice is only important when you are talking about one or two important key person that you want to follow. All right. Okay. So the moon is made of cheese. Brill argues that the moon is made of cheese. As Brill points out, the moon is made of cheese. According to Brill, the moon is made of cheese. Brill argues that the moon is made of cheese. All right. So the first one is that, okay, if you want to just say that the moon is made of cheese, no problem. All right. But the idea is that if you want to emphasize Brill as the key person that you want to use again, that means the key person you want to focus on, then you need to then you use the other two. All right, the other four way of emphasizing the author. The first one is basically emphasizing you. All right, not the original author. Okay, are you clear? Good. So I can move on. All right, editing and proofreading is important. Okay, so editing and proofreading are fundamental aspect of good academic practice. Editing is the process of continuous revising and improving your written word. That's why I say you need to basically you need to ensure that you do literature review at the before the beginning, at the beginning, the middle, at the end. All right, so you need to edit. All right, it's often an activity that forms a major part of your writing process, so you do it all the time. Proofreading, yes, proofreading is a final check before printing. Proofreading is very important. Make sure before you print, make sure there's no error at all. Make sure there's full stop, comma, spacing is very, very important, because there's a lot of examiner look at that. When there is a lot of error in your paper, that means that you are not meticulous. Being not meticulous in writing, we know that you are not meticulous in doing research. That means you have not done your research properly. All right. Okay, so literature review is an evolving process. It's a process, so you need to do it now. All right, don't do it tomorrow, or don't do it just before you're going to pass up. Do it now. All right, so start doing literature review. Okay, so how do you know to write good literature review? Go and search for a good thesis or good research report from the library. Okay, we have good research report from the library. All right, and to know whether you are doing the right idea, the important thing is to read reviews of prestigious journal in your field. What do you mean by prestigious journal in your field? Okay, in my field, I'm doing occupational health, all right, or occupational medicine. So the most prestigious journal in my field is OEM, Occupational Environmental Medicine. So you should, if you read the reviews of the editor, basically they will tell you what they think and what's the future, and they'll tell you the future trend. So by looking at the future trend, if you do the research for that future trend and you find important data, your paper would definitely be published, because that's what he wants, the editor wants. So you must know what the editor is thinking. All right, so you must read the review. Reviews are usually what editor thinks. All right, so what's the purpose of a literature review? Find out what information already exists, identify gaps in literature, find out what other people in the field is doing, identify major examiner work, identify main methodologies and research technique, identify main ideas and conclusion and theories, and establish similarities and differences. All right, provide a context to your own research and show relationship between previous studies and others. Okay, clear? So this is the first part. Okay, so I'll continue the second part for another 10 minutes. Okay, so that we will stop at around 7:15. We'll stop for half an hour. Alright, so that you all can have dinner, or you all can go and what we call have your Margaret prayer. Alright, because we need to stop for a while, have Margaret prayer. Is it okay? So we continue with the next part. Alright, everyone okay with that arrangement? We would continue for another 20 minutes. Alright, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then we will stop. Is it okay? Okay. Alright, so the next part is literature review and searching for literature. So we're going to search for literature. Alright, you know what you want already. Do you know what you want? Maybe not. Alright, so we're going to search for literature later. Alright, so searching so how do we search for literature? We can search for literature using Google, correct? I think all of you here use Google, correct? Prakash, what do you mean not yet? Prakash, what is not yet? You don't have a research topic yet, is it? Can you please be a little bit clear, Prakash, so that I can answer what you want? Okay, still the sir. No worries. All right. Later we would basically you can read some more. All right. If you need to be more clear, you can come and see me, and then we can discuss a little bit more, because we cannot go so slow that for everyone. All right. What can you select for your research? That I can't tell you. All right. I can't tell you what's the topic. I can never tell you what's the topic. That you have to discuss with your supervisor. Yes, I will elaborate further about citation later. Alright, what is citation? How to cite? Okay. And I think Ching, is it? Tourette. Actually, you should look citation. You should look at the endnote. The endnote lecture that I provided. All right, for the last week. Have you read that? Have you all read the endnote? I see a lot of you have opened. All right, but not read. Have not opened the video. It's okay if you don't open the video. It's okay, no problem, because you can just read the text that I have written. That will be enough. All right. But you need some more guide. Then you can open the video and see. Okay. So search engine. Someone say Pubmed is search engine. Yes, Pubmed is a search engine and a database. All right. Okay. So that's how we do watching. That's how we do basically citation. But the citation is depends. The format of the citation depends on what we call where are you writing to. All right. So that information is available inside the EndNote video. If you go to the EndNote video, you'll be able to see it. All right. So there are 20 videos altogether. You can actually browse through the 20 videos. Okay. So we know search engine, basically there's two types of search engine. What most of the time we look at, there's web search engine. All right. So your Google is a web search engine. All right. The problem with Google is that it search everything. You not only search what we call scientific data or review paper or journal paper. All right. So, and of course we have other search engine like, so how search engine work. Okay, search engine. So let's say how Google work. Okay, Google basically is a web search engine. All right. They work by using web crawler, or sometimes it's called Spider, sometimes it's called Robot. Basically small programs that actually go and crawl through the website, all right, to find keywords, to find information. All right. So after that they index a page. So that's how web search engine works. All right. So they're not really specific. Right, they search all the words. If the words is they don't specifically say this is a research journal or paper. All right, that's how search engine works. Okay, these are some of the search engine. Of course, some of it is very old. All right, Firefox we know. Lycos, I think you all don't know. Yahoo, MSN. All right, MSN now become Bing already. All right, so this is a very old slide. I just want to show to you that there's so many different kind of search engine. All right. So the other thing is databases. Okay. So the search engine that is search. Okay, they search already. So the information is put in the database. So every time you search, basically they are searching over the database. So Google search the web for you with their crawler, Spider or Robot. Then they put it in the database. All right. So they generate a database, and then when you search, basically they search a database. There's another type of databases is that the database used to store journal paper. All right, those that used to store journal paper, which is beside your Google Scholar, they are done manually. All right, what do you mean by done manually? If I'm a publisher, all right, if I publish a paper for MJ, let's say I am an editor, correct? I'm editor of Medical Journal of Malaysia. All right. So every month, every time I publish, I got to submit a set of data to that database. Let's say I want to submit it to Pubmed. That's what I did. I submit to Pubmed, and then they will put this into their database. So that's where their data comes from. So their data are more structured. Their data are better to search for journal paper. All right. That's why you cannot use Google search to search for journal paper or scientific research. You need to search all the other databases. Some of the other databases, like medical databases, like Medline or Pubmed, Embase, Science Direct, Scopus. All right. So that is called a database. Okay. So planning the search process. First, you must develop your research question. So do you have a research question now? Maybe not, so don't worry, we will develop it later. Then you develop your search strategy. You break your question into concept parts, link the concepts into a search strategy, select the database or search engine you want. Usually, if you want to make sure that you have enough information, you select more than one database. All right, I suggest that you select at least Pubmed and also Scopus. All right, why you select Pubmed? Pubmed because basically they store all the medical data. And why Scopus? Scopus index also local research from Malaysia that's not indexed by Pubmed. All right, so if you don't search Scopus and you say, oh, there's no research published, but when I search Scopus, then I find it, then it means that you have not been thorough. So to be thorough, you need to at least search 2 databases. All right, 2. One is Scopus, the other one is Pubmed. So you can search Scopus and Pubmed, search 2 databases. All right, clear? Very good. All right, so break down the question, link the concept into search strategy, select the databases and search engine, review the search, review the number of titles, focus or explode the search, look at title, look at abstract, and look at full article. That's why I say you must see whether the title match what you want to ask. Then look at abstract, actually match what you want to ask. Then only you read the full paper. You don't read all the paper. It's too many for you to read. All right. Develop your research question. Okay. What makes a good research question? Relevant to the problem, theoretically sound, properly phrased, and produces relevant or precise answer. That's called a good research question. All right. It cannot be vague. It should be provide a relevant answer. All right. So I'll just finish this 2 part, then we would go back, or I'll just leave this part. All right. I'll come back in 7:40. Is it okay? I'll come back at 7:40. All right. Hi guys. All right. Okay, I will just stop streaming. All right, then we'll restream again. Okay. If there's any problem, I would basically post it on the. I think never mind. I'll just keep the streaming on. All right, I'll come back in and I'll 40 minutes time. All right. Thank you very much. You saw me on just now? Huh? Off it already? Belum lagi. Hah? Suami apa? Apa dah? Kenapa tutup? Okay, everybody, I'm back. Are you there? Are you there or not? Alright. You are there, just answer me. Alright, I think there's some delay. No problem, but are you there? Okay, I see people are here. So we can continue, so we can finish it and go back. Alright. Anyhow, you're at home already. Okay, no problem. All right. So, okay, I'm back. Okay, so just now we talk about research question, all right? So answerable research question. So I think someone mentioned about PICO, all right? So you know what's PICO or not? For those people who don't know what PICO is, basically P means description of population and problems, all right? And I means an identified intervention. C means explicit comparison, and O means outcome. So where do you think we use this type of question for? When we ask this type of question, what are we basically trying to get? All right. So this type of question is basically only used during when you talk about clinical research question. All right. What do you mean by clinical research question? Basically, it's about intervention research, all right, clinical intervention research. So patient is there, so intervention is there, comparison is there, and outcome is there. So for intervention research question, we use PICO. I think someone is not back yet, is it? We got 3 people not online. Or can we just wait for another 5 minutes? Is it okay? I think we wait for another 5 minutes. All right, then everybody back online, so we can continue. I think we can start. All right, we don't waste time. Okay, so PICO. Any one of you don't answer what's PICO? I think if you understand PICO, then we continue. So PICO is about patient intervention, comparison, and outcome. So PICO is used only for clinical research question. All right, basically that where there's an intervention and there's a comparison. So you can use for clinical research question, or you can use for public health intervention. All right, you can use your public health intervention when you have an intervention question. So there must be an interventional research. Then you use PICO. If you're not doing an interventional research, you can use PEO. All right, population or problem, exposure of interest, and outcome. So PEO is basically another way of looking at it. So by looking population, exposure of interest, and outcome. Let's discuss what is developing your research question. We will focus on PICO first, then later we're going to look at PEO. All right. So PICO, PICO. Okay, so are you going to look for a narrow search? All right, that means they're just going to search very narrow and look at things like that, or you're going to search broad search. It depends on what you're doing. All right, so sometimes you need to do narrow search, sometimes you need to do broad search. But broad search is basically you want to find all literature within your field, all right, and then you want to scrutinize all literature within your field. That's where you need to do a broad search. A narrow search is basically when you want to just quickly come up with a review question, or quickly come up with what do you call that, a paper. All right, so you can do a narrow search, but it's always better to do a broad search. All right, a wide search. That means you want to search for all the papers within that. All right. So breaking the question into concept. Example. Okay, let's say you have a question. In children with fever, is oral paracetamol or Panadol effective in reducing fever as compared to ibuprofen? All right. So this is your question. So how do you break out to PICO? Okay. Maybe you all can write down what is P. Okay, what is P? All right. It's P. What is I? What is C? And what is O? Okay, I, intervention, paracetamol, good. C, okay, I, intervention, paracetamol, oral paracetamol, more specific. P is children, correct. Tamani, P is children, correct. All right. C, compare with ibuprofen. Yes, ibuprofen is your comparison. C, all right. So compare with ibuprofen. P is children. How about O? What's O? Alright. Outcome is reduced fever. So very good. So all of you understand already what is PICO. So by looking at this question, you have basically break down to PICO. So after breaking down to PICO, you want to look at another thing. Alright. You want to look at children, ibuprofen, paracetamol, and reduced fever. So that's your PICO. PICO. Children with fever, intervention paracetamol, comparison is ibuprofen, and reduce of fever. But you also want to identify all the alternative term. All right. So children, how else can you call children? Toddler, maybe. Fever, how else can you call fever? Fever, high temperature. All right. Intervention, paracetamol or Panadol. All right. Comparison, we have ibuprofen, Advil, Motil, Norepinephrine, Ibuprofen, and outcome is reduced fever. Alright? So clear? Are you clear at that? When talking about comparison and intervention, alright? Okay. So linking concept in search strategy, we use what we call Boolean logic. Alright? I think all of you understand what's Boolean logic. All these are basically from the time when you're doing modern maths. All right, so used by all databases. All databases use Boolean logic, except for searching in Google search. Google search. So you can use major operators like and, or not. Okay, Pubmed operators in capital letter, Ovid not case sensitive. Supplementary tools like your truncation, depends on which database you use. You can use asterisk, you can use a dollar sign, or you can use a question mark. Truncation. I'll tell you what's truncation later. All right. Okay. So N. What's N? N is basically to say that you need to fulfill two. What do we call that? Two criteria must be fulfilled. All right. Or it can be either or one criteria. Not is you can fulfill one criteria but not the other criteria. All right. So this is how it looks in a Venn diagram. Alright, so this is called a Venn diagram. Anyone remember? This is called a Venn diagram, and this is how it looks: and, or not. Alright. So when do we use and when do we use or? Alright. Let's go back here. Alright, when do we use and when do we use or? Alright. So patient. When do we use and? So patient, okay, because we got two alternatives. So in a, let's say for P, we use or. Then between P and I we use and. Between I and C we use and between C and O we use and. Alright? Are you clear about that? So P is patient. Alright? Okay, before that, let's look at it. Bracket nest synonyms, alright, or equivalent concept together, usually used with or, useful for free text search also. Example, fever and or febrile, alright? So fever or febrile and, okay? Quotation mark, sometimes you use quotation mark because you want to look at two words basically meaning the same thing, so you use the quotation mark. Alright, so that two words come together. It's not just search for high and search for temperature. Alright, must be high temperature. If there's no high temperature, you don't search. Alright, searching with high and temperature even if n is not shown. Necessary for Pubmed and general internet search. You need to use the what we call quotation mark. Alright, for quotation mark for high and n. Alright, so quotation mark is here. Alright, so use a quotation mark. Alright, search for word from the same stem or variant ending, like children. So if you want to use truncation, why do you use truncation? That means you want to use this asterisk to search for children and childhood. Alright, you must want to search for both together. So Pubmed uses the asterisk, Ovid uses the dollar sign to truncate. Caveat depends on the databases. So the caveat is that it depends on databases. You must understand what kind of truncation you want to use. Same databases allow internal truncation to cope with some table variant like behavior. VIO, if it's English, is UR. It's spelled as VIOUR, behavior. This is American spelling. BIVOR is American spelling. So BEHIVOUR is British spelling. So consult helps screen to find appropriate symbol. Not all words are suitable for truncation. Example, plan or care. Alright, so not every words are suitable for truncation. Okay, so putting it all together, you have child, alright, and fever or febrile or high temperature, and ibuprofen or Advil, and paracetamol or Panadol or acetaminophen. Basically, you can choose many more variants. You can use multiple searches to avoid complex and confusion. So you search multiple times to multiple line. Okay, may use not to exclude references already viewed. Alright, so you use not so that you can use the references you already found. Are you clear? Okay, are you clear about this? If not clear, later we can basically do a demonstration how to do that. Alright, put it all together. String search, number of set to be used, combination, useful when have multiple concept and multiple variant, useful for long string which do not fit into a search box. Alright, so it's called string search. Source of search, sources, bibliographic database, you got Medline. Alright, Embase, citation index, CNL, Pubmed, Spot, Discuss, Pedro, and Scopus. As I mentioned, you must search at least, as I mentioned earlier, you must search at least 2 databases. Alright, so 2 databases. So that I recommend to you search either Pubmed, search Medline using Pubmed, and use search Scopus. This is for scientific paper. If you want to search other paper, you need to search sport related journal. You use Sport Digest, Pubmed, CNL, Pedro. All right, so depends on what kind of research you are doing. All right. So Medline, what's Medline? Medline is basically a comprehension of literature databases of life science today on biomedical information. It covers the field of medicine, nursing, dentistry, veterinary medicine, and healthcare system. It is basically compiled by the National Center for Biology Information, okay, NCBI of the US Library, okay, so US National Medical Library, and it's free available in the internet through Pubmed. All right, you can use Pubmed to search, and Pubmed now is become very powerful search engine, so you can use it to search. So Medline is the database, Pubmed is the search engine. Clear? For your literature review, you don't have to present how you do the search. All right, so it's not important. So for your literature review, you don't have to present how you do the search. All right. So to answer Cairo's question just now, all right, you don't have to do it. All right, Cairo, for literature review, you don't have to do it. So Ovid is basically another search engine. All right, Ovid can search many things. All right, this is subscription based. All right, you can search Medline. All right, but we only for this what we call exercise, we're going to do Pubmed, Cochrane, and Google Scholar. All right, Pubmed is basically now it's a very powerful engine already. All right, it's very similar to the content of Ovid and Medline. It's free access, includes some link to free full text journal article, specialized feature. All right, include subject headings and clinical queries, automatically matches your search item with the match word. Okay, what's match word? Medical heading. All right, something medical heading. I just got to confirm it later to review. All right, combined with a keyword search. So Cochrane Library. Cochrane is basically a systematic review library. All right. So actually, it has both. In the Cochrane Library, it basically stores both Cochrane systematic review and also systematic review from other journal. All right. So 7 databases in Cochrane Library. Systematic review includes Cochrane systematic review, summaries of other systematic review, and clinical trials. So you can search Cochrane Library if you want to do a intervention study. So you want to do any intervention study related to medical, you need to go to Cochrane Library to search to see whether what is the summary of the latest information on that. You understand? All right. If you want to do intervention study, if not, then you use Pubmed, Scopus. All right, together. So two search engine or 2 databases. All right. Even though you want to do intervention study, after searching Cochrane Library, you still have to go to Pubmed and Scopus. Clear? So Google Scholar, keyword searching only, no match word, unclear the content is included or which journal are covered. So not clear. So actually you're not very clear. So usually we don't encourage you to use Google as a search engine to search for your information. All right. So if you say that, okay, I'm going to search in using Scopus and Pubmed. All right. Google Scholar is just when you want to search for, let's say, full text. All right. Then you can use Google Scholar to search for full text. Okay. So element of answerable question, we can go back to P, population, E, exposure, and outcome. All right, let's see whether we can continue or not. All right. Okay. Okay. So can you see that? All right. Can you open your app Mentimeter? Have you downloaded the app Mentimeter? Go to Mentimeter. If you don't have the app, no problem. Just go to your browser and go to www.menti.com. Alright, then put in the code 922907. Can you do that now? Alright, after you do that, you basically suggest 3 exposure that you want to consider. Alright, then after that we come back and to see what is the most common thing that you found, so that we can what we call continue to do our hands-on later. Alright, so now just look at exposure. Open your Mentimeter. Okay, the code is 922907. Alright, so code is 922907. Okay, we have one person actually. Exposure, okay, obesity, smoking, fat and obesity is the same thing lah. Alright, smoking, lack of physical activity. Very good, we have some answers now. Okay, so wait for everybody to complete the answer. We only have 2 people have completed. Please go to Menti, www.menti.com, and just give them answer. We wait for everyone to finish. I think there's around 18 or 16 people. Alright, so if everyone finish, please tell. Alright, some of you might not be here. Just make sure that everyone is here. Alright, then we proceed to the next one. close the door. Alright, there's 15 of you. We can move on. So what I see is that smoking, pollution and radiation. Alright, so smoking, pollution and radiation is your, what we call your main exposure. Alright, so now we move to the next slide. Okay, we move to the next slide. Alright, so the new code is 922907. Alright, do again, do the next slide. Okay, we just pause for a while. I got something is wrong here. Menti. Okay, we go move to the next slide. All right. Okay. Alright, so we are back. So we have 15 people. I think that's all. So it has stroke, cancer, and obesity. Just now we have radiation, correct? So now we have smoke, we have stroke, cancer, and cancer and obesity. Okay, and the first one we have smoking, pollution, and radiation. Is it correct? So we have three of the highest. So let's see exposure first. What kind of exposure you want? All right, and what kind of things we want to do. Okay. Now let's go back to here. I take this out. All right, I'll come back later to later. Okay, we'll just so we finish the what already. Now we're going to go to our Cochrane. All right, so before we start, okay, you can go to your, if you look at it, digital library interactive. All right, you can just log on to your digital library. Can you see the what? So you go to actually you can go to dig. All right, just go here, go dig lib.um.edu.my. all right, then click on to, all right, or just go to UM library. All right, go to UM library lib.um.edu.my. okay, and click onto online databases. This one, just close this. All right, online databases. All right, then you go to online databases. Okay, then you can see here your online databases. So you put what you put in here. Basically, you put in your barcode. So where's your barcode? All right, your barcode is this one. All right, this one. Okay, this one is your barcode. So there's a number on top of here. So put in the number. All right. Okay, so you want to go into UM library to search for literature. All right. Can you see the number on top? Put in the number. So I put in my number. All right. Okay. Log in. All right. So I'm in UM library. All right. Are you all in UM library? Oh, you don't have your student card yet. Okay, so sorry. So next time we would show you. Okay, so sorry. Okay. Okay, so when you get your student card, then okay, I will also okay, don't worry, okay, don't worry. Don't worry, all right. Don't worry, I will go through this. I will post another video so you can look at it later. Alright, so now don't have to worry about it. So now we just go back. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so you can see here, just to show you clearly. Alright, alright, you can see here, these are okay, you can't see, wait, sorry, you can see here on top, this is called my databases. Alright, which means that these are the databases that I have what we call bookmark. Okay, these are my journal which I bookmark, these are my book if I bookmark. So if I go to my databases and I click this, alright, you can see that these are all the databases that I have in my bookmark. Alright, I have 9 databases. I have Sinal, I have Lipcott Williams Weekend Journal at Ovid, Medline Complete at EBSCO. Just like I told you, Medline you can find in both Pubmed and you can find in Ovid, or you can find in EBSCO. Science Direct, Scopus, Science Direct, Stringer, Web of Science. Actually, where do you find this? Basically, go database, alright, and go down and you can find Scopus. Alright, so you can find Medline Complete on EBSCO. Alright, you can find Scopus. Okay, to add it to your library. Alright, you can't see clearly, I will make it bigger. Alright, to add it to your library, you just click here, add to my library. Alright, then you'll be able to add the thing to your library. Then you can get into these databases. Alright, why you go into these databases through your library account is because then you can get access to full text journal. Alright, I will show you this again when you have your I would record another video, I'll upload it into the same Spectrum, alright, the link, so that later you can come back and see and how to use it. Alright, so let's say you want to look at Scopus, you just go and click here, Scopus. Okay, you can start to search for Scopus article. The network is a bit slow, so you will see a blank page. Alright, alright, so it says that welcome to Scopus, the largest abstract and citation database of peer-reviewed literature, scientific journal, books and conference proceeding. Alright, so you can actually create an account, or you can go and sign into your account. Why you want to sign into an account? Because you can save your searches, you can save your the thing you have done before. So you can create a new account, don't worry. This is basically, it's not linked to this because you are already in the alright, so you can sign in. Alright, email, email. See, I have this account already, so I sign to email, which have my password. Alright, so my password is not here, so I just got to alright, sign in. Okay, so I've signed in already. Alright, see, I've signed in. Where's my name? Here, see, now I've signed in. See, Victor Hall is here, sign in. Alright, so you click this, you go to my save list. Okay, you will see all my searches I have saved. Alright, go back to my dashboard. There's also nothing. Okay, just click on to search. Alright, search. Okay, so this is search. You can search by document, author, affiliation or advanced search. So you can click on to advanced search. Alright, so it shows you how to do advanced search, see or not? Or content architecture and author name. Alright, or title, abstract key, and author name. So the operator is here. You can just click plus, you can plus the operator there. Alright, so it basically explain to you each of the operator. Alright, so we're not going to use Scopus today. Alright, so you can go download, you can go to Scopus, you can go to Medline EBSCO. Alright, this using Medline, correct? So Medline, so you can search by select fields. Okay, alright, you can select fields. Okay, so the field that will drop down here. Alright, so you see all the drop down different field you can select. All text, abstract, author address, authors, things like that. Alright, or all fields. Okay, so you can select all fields. So you select fields, you can basically search for article using advanced search using EBSCO. Alright, host, or you can just go to Pubmed. Alright, this is Pubmed. Alright, this is Pubmed. Pubmed. Alright, this is Pubmed. So can you all go to Pubmed? Can you all go to Pubmed now? Since you all got Pubmed, alright, let's go to Pubmed and see and start searching and see whether you can find the same article that I find. Alright, so once you go to Pubmed, just tell me. I would we will start searching. Okay, are you okay? Alright, just now basically we found some, what you call that, some words that we want to do. Alright, so we can look at smoking. Okay, you want to connect two together. Alright, and lung cancer. Alright, so smoking and lung cancer. Okay, search. Sorry, smoking, go back first, go back. Alright, you can search for smoking and lung cancer. Then we search. Okay, we can get smoking and lung cancer. So this is where you search. See or not? This is the search that you found. Alright, smoking, smoking. Alright, okay, just be careful. When you go searching, alright, you will see that these are Pubmed, correct? Can you see this square bracket? Can you see this? Okay, what do you think is does the square bracket means? No, there's no, don't worry about capital or small letter. Alright, now basically Pubmed is able to differentiate between capital and small letter. Alright, so what is the square bracket? What does it mean? What is the what What can you see from that? Alright? What do you think? Why is there a square bracket there? Anyone? You guys see the square bracket in article 1? What does it mean? Anyone? No, I just want you to ask me the square bracket. No need to show those without a square bracket. What does square bracket means? Yes, it's translated article. So the square bracket means that it's not in English. Alright? The square bracket means that only the abstract is in English. The article is in different language. You see here? Alright? Can you see? Can you see? This is in French. Alright? Can you see this? Alright? It's in French. So what does it mean? If you cite this article, I know that you did not read the full text. You didn't read the abstract, which is wrong. Alright? Very wrong. A lot of people do this, especially when they submit to journal paper. Alright? Which is wrong. You cannot cite a paper without reading the full text. You cannot cite it based on the abstract. Understand? Alright? So you see here, the second paper is in Chinese, correct? See, the second paper is in Chinese. See or not? Alright? And of course this is English, no problem. This is English. The third paper is in, the fifth paper is in Polish. See? Alright? So if you try to cite an article with the square bracket when you observe it in your, what we call that, in Pubmed, that means you have not read the full text. You only have read the, what we call, the abstract, which is, if you are submitting it, then people get angry, and then people know that you did not do your work properly. Alright? So don't do it, because we sometimes are so free that we search every reference that you put inside to see whether you have done the correct job or not. Examiner do it all the time. Okay? Understand? Alright? So we have Clear? Clear or not? No, Aina, Salim, are you clear? So, you understand or not? Do you understand polish? Alright. Shruti, are you able to read scientific Chinese or not? You can read Chinese. A lot of people can read Chinese, correct? But are you able to read scientific Chinese or not? Okay. If you're not able to read scientific Chinese, means that you are not able to understand what they have written clearly. If you don't understand what they have written clearly, you shouldn't cite it. But if you want to cite, say, okay, you say I'm Chinese, I understand Chinese, then shouldn't be a problem. Alright? But usually we don't, unless you want to do it, unless you understand clearly, then it should be much better. But if you don't, then basically it's okay. Let's look at the second article. Alright, it's in Chinese. Okay. So download full text. Okay. If you say you can understand the scientific Chinese, then you can cite lah. But it's quite difficult for us, which we don't read Chinese, to verify whether your information is correct or not. Alright. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes the examiner do that. So to make it clearer, unless you say, okay, I can read Chinese, this is an important Chinese paper, then you can cite. Usually, just don't make your examiner angry with it. Just you cite article that your examiner is able to read. Alright, are you clear? Clear? Alright. So this is what we call, this is how you search. Alright. This is where this is called advanced search. Okay, you can go for advanced search. You can search for smoking. Okay, alright, and lung cancer. Okay, and alright. So smoking and lung cancer. You see the bracket in between? Alright. Can you see the bracket? The bracket means that, remember just now we say you use the, what we call that, the the quotation mark. Alright, now actually they have used bracket, so you just put smoking and bracket. So this is called advanced search. Alright, you can search all field, or you can search basically the author, alright, affiliation, book, date, anything. Alright, so you can either search all field or book. Alright, so this one just now we search, basically is search smoking and lung and cancer. So you can smoking, lung, cancer. This is basically we'll search only smoking and lung cancer. Alright, when we search, okay, we can go back to advanced search. Alright, so it's the same thing. You see number 3, you see number 3 and number 2 is the same thing. So alright, so smoking and lung cancer we get 300. So when we search for smoking only, alright, search, okay, we get 304,000 article, correct? So when we search for lung cancer, we get, alright, lung cancer we get 340,000 articles. See here, 343 for lung cancer, 304 for smoking. Get that? Alright, so we have alright, so you want to do these two together, okay, you can just go here, you can just do like that. Alright, 4, okay, and 5. Alright, so just put hashtag 4 and hashtag 5, you add to history, it should come out the same, 23,912 article, because you have searched these two separately and you search the two together. Alright, so that's how you can search also. So you can see here there is 23,092 article for smoking and lung cancer. Alright, so let's say you want to go back, let's say open this, alright, and you want to limit it, correct? See, you can limit it, you can go text availability limitation 10 years. Alright, you can look at 10 years. You can look at language, where you want to use only English. Alright, Malay, okay, article type, no need, species, human only. Alright, language you got already, sex, no need, subject, no need, journal, okay, age. Alright, so you want to lung cancer in age group also you can. Alright, so but we're not going to do this, so we show, okay, English and Malay. Alright, and 5 years. You see the number of articles have reduced to 5,000. So basically you can come out with this to limit your search number, right? So there's no more article which is not in English. Alright, okay, so you have all these articles. So what do you do with the article? You select the article you want. Alright, select the article you want, okay, using your arrow you can select, okay, alright, then after that you go and you can clipboard, my bibliography collection, or you can just save. Alright, save to RIS. Alright, RIS is, you can use RIS for the format that actually EndNote recognize. Alright, so put RIS, create file. I think I taught you all this last week, alright, on EndNote, correct? Brief guide using EndNote. So you don't understand, just go back to brief guide using EndNote, then basically you got Can you see now? Can you hear me? Alright, let's go back to just something wrong with my link between my EndNote and my browser. So we're not going to open EndNote. We're going to show you how to download. So if you want to know how to download it, alright, you go and open my my tutorial on EndNote. That will basically will teach you how to do it. Alright, so we have done it already. So basically I've showed you that you go advanced search. Alright, you can search this. Alright, so you can also use filter Malay and English, filter English. Alright, filter last 5 years Malay and English. So basically you can limit your search. Alright, by limiting your search, you're limiting the number of articles you can get. Alright, so this is basically searching using all fields. So you can search, let's say just now we found different, we say cancer, smoking, lung cancer, or radiation. Alright, radiation, we just add. Alright, and we go and put it add to history. Alright, so radiation, we have 188,000 article. So to search smoking and radiation, we just go to hashtag number 10, and smoking is hashtag number 4, correct? So hashtag number 4. So add to history. You see that there's 1,755 article, alright, on smoking and radiation for smoking and radiation. Alright, filter in last 5 years, English, Malay. Alright, so we have the filter is set already, so English and Malay. So to go and see it in the website, you just go and click here. Alright, you can see it there. Skin aging, exposure, effect of air pollution and skin review, epidemiology of lung cancer, Scopus. Alright, so it's not really clear because you're searching all fields. So where does the lung cancer come from? Sometimes the lung cancer is in the word lung cancer. Alright, might not be in the title, but might be in the abstract, or might be in the keyword. Alright, so that's why the abstract doesn't look, the title does not look. That's why you can screen the title, then you screen the abstract, then if you agree with the title and abstract, then only you select. Alright, shows more. Alright, patient with lung cancer. Okay, co-management patient with lung cancer. Basically, lung disease are at risk of radiation pneumonitis. So these are what? On nature, evidence of providing causality, smoking, lung cancer versus sun exposure, vitamin D, and multiple sclerosis. So this article are very confusing. Alright, so this one way of searching, basically using Pubmed. Alright, and you can use the search. You can do the search, same thing using Scopus. Alright, and enter query. Alright, so use smoking and alright, lung cancer. Search. Okay, using Scopus. Okay, smoking and lung cancer using Scopus. See, all right. So smoking and lung cancer using Scopus, you get 37,570 article or 90,680 articles. So you get more article for searching in Scopus, alright, because Scopus actually index some of the Malaysian or Asian kind of journal. So some of the journal is not indexed in Pubmed. So when it's not indexed in Pubmed, you search Pubmed, you cannot find that paper. So a lot of Malaysian paper, if you want to look for Malaysian related paper, you have to use Scopus, alright. And to use Scopus, you need to go into the, you need to use it in UM. You need to log into UM. See, institutional account in UM. So you need to log in UM. So it's 1,000. So you need to use your. You can do this in the campus, no problem. You don't have to log in, but you are outside of campus. You need to log into UM library. All right, to actually get to access to Scopus outside of UM library. All right. So how do you do it? You just save. Okay. Oh, no, save. Cancel. So you not save. 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 All right, the search has been saved. All right, so how do we export? Okay, we export by clicking on the article we want. All right, all right, and then you just export to RIS. all right, so you can basically export to RIS, EndNote Reference Manager. Okay, so you can export this, okay, to RIS, so EndNote and Reference Manager. So you can just press export, you export. All right, okay, RIS to 2000 article, export. So it will export for you, and you can see that at the bottom here, all right, Scopus RIS. So it been exported, Scopus RIS. So basically this is using Scopus. Okay, so you can use Scopus and you can use Pubmed to search. So for you it is a requirement that you use both Scopus and Pubmed to search for your article. All right, for your literature review, minimum Scopus and Pubmed. All right, not less than that. All right, so in Pubmed, so in Scopus, all right, you can go here, okay, and you can look for basically PDF article. All right, or more. Okay, so if you want to search for the full text, you can search for full text in. All right, let's go back to advanced search. We go and focus on smoking and what we call smoking and lung cancer, which is this one. All right, and then we look at, okay, we look at this. All right, you will see here, you can see you can actually download the full text article. All right, you can download the full text article. All right, just click on this, you can download full text article. All right, so another way of looking for full text article is you can actually install what we call your plugin. All right, this is the Google Scholar button plugin. All right, you press this, it will tell you smoking passive. It tells that there's Google Scholar. All right, cited. So when you click on this you basically go to Google Scholar, searching for this article itself in Google Scholar. They have 13 version of Google Scholar. All right, so they have 13 version. You have PDF version here, so you can find PDF version here, PDF version. So you basically, if you don't want to, you cannot find, you can go Google Scholar. So how do you install this Google Scholar, what we call that, plugin? All right, so you go to Chrome plugin. Chrome, you can search for Chrome extension, alright, or plugin. Okay, Chrome Google Scholar plugin. Click on this, go to Google Scholar plugin, alright, and then just make sure you click on this extension, alright. Just install this extension into your, what we call that, your Chrome, and then you can get this thing, alright. You can get this thing here. This is called Google Scholar button, alright. I have another button here, it's called Unpaywall button, alright. So you go to Unpaywall, alright, extension, alright, Chrome extension. Okay, you see here, Unpaywall Chrome extension. Okay, press enter, go to Unpaywall. Okay, you can see, you can download this into your Chrome as an extension. So what is important about this is, alright, this is one of the extension you can get. If you look at here, you look at the article, some of the article they have this button here, see, sorry, some of the article they have this button here, alright, this button. If this is green, means there is a free full text article. So there's no green, alright, see or not, this is green. So you click here, you go to the PDF of the PDF version of the free full text article. So you can download two extension, alright. You can download the Unpaywall extension, alright. Just go Google Unpaywall Chrome extension, or alright, or you can go to Google Scholar extension, alright. You download the two extension where you can basically allow you to search for full text article, alright. There's another extension that you may be seeing here. This is called, alright, so this is Copinel.com, alright. Copinel.com also is another one that you can download, alright, put into your Google, alright. So just go Copinel.com, Chrome extension, alright. So go back to see, you can see, okay. So you can install this also into your browser, alright. So it's called Copinel.com Chrome extension, alright. Just Google for this and install all this, alright. So it will help you to find full text article. So you'll be able to find full text article in it, alright. So that's one way of looking at it. Okay, the other way is basically we look at smoking, alright. Sorry, look at Google Scholar, alright. Google Scholar is basically you can search advanced search, but not really clear how to do it. Okay, so smoking and lung cancer, alright. So Google Scholar, you can search for smoking and lung cancer, and this is what is Google Scholar, alright. You can use Google Scholar, but problem with Google Scholar is the type, the how you search is basically very not clear, alright. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, okay. So you can actually go to Cochrane Library and you can search for, let's say for neck pain, alright, plus and ergonomics. Alright, you want to look for intervention related to neck pain and ergonomics. Alright, you search, run, Okay, so you can find ergonomic, like this one, say ergonomic intervention preventing work-related musculoskeletal disorder of the upper limb and neck among office worker. Alright, can you see this? Sorry, okay. This is the full paper, view PDF. Full. I think there's something wrong with the network. Alright. The class. Okay, so you can see this book. Alright, can you hear me? Sorry. Okay, so you go to see Cochrane. Alright, this is one of the article, one of the thing I written. Alright, this is I don't want to show you this. The important thing is to show you searches. Alright, how we search in Cochrane. Alright, I'll keep this. I would include this in the, what call that? I'll include this in the Spectrum folder. Alright, so you can just look at the, what I want you to do, I want you to just look at the, what we call it, the search part. Alright, not the full paper. Alright, we have download the paper. Okay, alright, yes, so you download the paper. You're going to